live at Dr. Harold Crum Memorial Field on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. You see the game just got underway. Lexington won the toss they chose to receive.
Very short kick there too. Gonna get a great field positioning already. Gonna be starting off at their 35.
Today is Lexington's senior day. They're trying to get back into the win column. To do that, they got to get through the Woburn Tanners. We were last here last week when Lexington came up short against Belmont. But despite that, the improvements in this team from last year are very apparent. I mean, they've gotten a lot more confident on offense. It seems like they know what they're doing a lot more. And their defense was already a strong point, and it's still improved.
Yeah, well, I remember the last game that I was here with you, the Lexington defense was putting on quite the show. So let's see what they can get started, having to start the game on offense.
They start from the 32 as Mendez-Steven will throw incomplete. Tried to hit Russell LeBert. Pass came up short there.
Yeah, not sure if LeBert cut too soon or too late there, but the throw was a bit low for him to be able to get that. Beautiful day for football here at Dr. Harold Crum Memorial Field.
It really is. It's amazing how nice it is today compared to the first game we did, which was
a
month ago.
It was a month ago.
That game was
miserable.
Freezing. Yeah.
I feel like I barely need the sweatshirt today.
Nelson
nice run fake.
Keep it himself. Gets about 8 up to the 40.
I tell you, I bid on that. I completely thought that Joseph Suh was carrying the ball on that one. That was a really good fake there by Mendez-Stevens. Able to convince a good number of the Woburn defense as well. Bringing up 3rd down and 2 here for the Minutemen.
Lexington comes out with 5 men wide. So in motion, Nelson keeps it himself. He plunges forward and gets the first down.
That was a very good dive for extra yards there by Mendez-Stevens. If he didn't get that extra little yardage there, I don't think he was going to be able to get that first down. That was impressive.
It's a pickup of 4 on the play. Lexington takes it to the 44-yard line.
Steadily moving the rock down the field. That seems to be Lexington's MO. Is they don't really go for that many big, long plays, but they are constantly moving the rock.
Mendez-Steven keeps it again, makes one man miss.
Good blocking there.
Stays on his feet
Suh.
through all of that.
On his feet.
He's going to take it all the way to the 40-yard line of Woburn.
Great movement there by Mendez-Stevens. And you know, classically, Lexington has struggled against quarterbacks that have this kind of a run option, and it seems like they're bringing it into their own playbook.
That's a 16-yard run for Nelson Mendez-Steven, and he was very fired up at the end of that play. I mean, before the game, when the two teams were warming up, you could hear him yelling words of encouragement to the fans and to his teammates.
Mendez-Stevens is very much so ready for this game. And you could see that was an impressive block there by his teammate, 26, Joseph Suh, giving him plenty of space for that extra yardage.
Nelson gives it to Suh on the ground. Gets about a yard on first down.
Made something out of nothing there. It really did not look like he was going to be able to get much, getting wrapped up really at the line of scrimmage. Able to get a yard out of it by keeping his legs moving.
About 2.5 minutes through the first quarter here. Lexington is taking their time on this first drive.
As they should. They have plenty of time. They don't have the ball starting the second half, so they might as well just take their time and try and guarantee points on the board.
Mazeral in motion, takes the tap pass, gets around one man, but does not find much after that. Gets back to maybe the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, looks like no gain there. Going to bring up 3rd down. Mazeral made it past the first man, but was wrapped up immediately by the second. Woburn defense really starting to keep an eye on the run.
It's 3rd down and 9 for Lexington. And based on what we've seen from them and from other teams this year, this is probably a 4th down situation.
I would say so.
Nelson
going to pass.
He's going to roll to his right. Throws incomplete. Tried to get it to Mazeral, but it was well covered by Woburn. And it's 4th down, but Nelson goes right over to talk to Coach Wilson. And it appears that Lexington is going to go for this.
Yeah, it looks like Mazeral staying on the field. I don't see why you wouldn't. You're at the point in the game where it's plenty of time left. You trust your defense. You might as well just say, you know what, we're going to go for it. If we don't get it, time for our defense to play some football. And just as we say that, it looks like the punting team is starting to take the field.
That's John Keflis back to punt from the 50.
Going to try and just pin Woburn real deep in their own zone.
Now a
flag on the
flag
play.
is going to fly here.
Might be too many men on the field. Yeah, I think that was what it was. I think it was too many men on the field.
Yeah, you could see that was Dylan Lane trying to get off the field. And I guess he didn't do it in enough time. It's going to back Lexington up.
It might actually make it easier to pin them in their own pin them in their own zone so you don't get a touchback.
Yeah, that's something you see a lot at all levels of football.
Move yourself back a little bit to make it so you can actually pin them. Here comes the snap.
Low snap, Keflis digs it out. Gets away a nice kick.
Beautiful kick. Fair catch called.
Taken at about the 15. So nicely done there by the Lexington punting team, and Woburn is going to start backed up for their first drive.
Yeah, really good job there, able to make a really good boot out of a low snap. And now it's time for the Lexington defense to take the field. Woburn is starting at the 16-yard line. We unfortunately do not have a roster for Woburn in front of us, so we're going to have to bear with us, and we're going to be using numbers instead of names.
Well, they start off on the ground. He finds a nice hole at first. Gets about 11, and they are going to move the chains.
Number 15, the running back. Brought down by Mendez Stevens, trying to show his skills on both sides of the ball. Enough for a first down. Impressive run there, 15-yard run.
Well, Coach Wilson told me before the game to expect a lot of different offensive formations from Woburn, and we're going to see that already. They keep it on the ground, and not much this time. Gets maybe a yard and a half.
Lexington able to collapse the pocket pretty quickly there. Lining up now for second down.
They toss it outside again.
Wrapped up, I believe, before the first down.
It's about a gain of 6 there. It's going to leave Woburn with a 3rd and short.
Very short. Maybe 3rd and less than a yard, honestly. Going to be a big stop opportunity here for Lexington, but even so, if they don't get this here, Woburn, they might actually just try to go for it, considering how short the yardage is.
3 men in the backfield for Woburn. They're going to keep it on the ground, and he is able to get the first down out across the 40.
And that's going to move the chains. Woburn sideline getting into it. Lining up with a fresh set of downs now.
Halfway through the first quarter. And they're going to keep it on the ground. A nice pickup on first down, going to come up just short of midfield there. We have yet to see Woburn throw the ball.
This running back 15 is able to get a great amount of yards after contact. He really has been just kind of putting his head down and trucking through people.
Second down for Woburn. Now he's back to pass. Throws incomplete.
Bobbled there by number 42. Close.
Couldn't bring it in with one hand, and Woburn will be staring at another 3rd and short.
Another quick substitution here for Lexington. Lining up for 3rd and 3 now is Woburn.
2 men in the backfield. They keep it on the ground, and a big hole.
Big gap there.
Takes it inside the Lexington 40 to about the 35. That's a 16-yard pickup. Woburn is moving down the field quickly.
Yeah, Woburn's runners are really impressive in their way to find gaps. Lexington defense got to really figure out what they're looking for and trying to collapse if they can.
Same formation again for Woburn with 2 men in the backfield. Once again, they bring a man in motion as they toss it outside.
Quick shovel over to 15, the running back. Brought down.
Brought down after a gain of 3. That was Theo Golstiano and Nelson Mendez-Steven combining to make that tackle.
Good effort there by the 2 of them. Preventing him from getting on the outside and running down the sideline. Don't know who much else was back there other than the safety, so that could have been dangerous.
Second and 7 with just under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Woburn staying on the ground. That's Ferreira. Picks up 3.
Seems like he kind of lost his footing there for a second.
It's officially 3rd down and 4 for Woburn at the Lexington 29.
Woburn quarterback discussing things with the coach. Now coming back to rejoin the huddle. Another 3rd down situation for the Lexington Minutemen. Let's see if they can't make a stop here. All right, here we go. They line up.
Once again, 2 men in the backfield for Woburn. Now we got a whistle before the play, and it looks like a Woburn timeout.
Coach clearly didn't like what he saw from Lexington.
We're just inside of 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless game. It's 3rd down and 3 for Woburn.
Very much so on both sides. A very slow, well-paced game that they're taking their time, and genuinely it seems like they're just trying to inch their way closer and closer and closer. Both teams have a very similar play style, it seems. Very packed day here for a Saturday at Dr. Harold Crum Memorial Field.
Yeah, very nice turnout. Didn't look like it was going to be that way at the beginning, but right before the game started, everybody showed up.
Good something to do to waste time before the Celtics game tonight.
Exactly.
Might as well support the local boys as well. All right, both teams lining up again after the timeout. Woburn keeping the same lineup that they had before the timeout, which is an interesting call.
We've seen one pass attempt from Woburn so far, and we're not going to see one here as Ferreira takes it right up the gut.
Great tackle.
Nearly
there.
had a touchdown, but Mateo Gentile brought him down. Regardless, it is a Woburn first down inside the 20.
Gentile just wrapped him up and prevented a very bad situation from happening, but they do unfortunately get the first down. Could have easily been 6 on the board right there. That gap that he found was just wide open, able to capitalize on it quick. Pereira is very, very fast, able to capitalize on any small gap that he finds in our line.
Woburn is inside the 20 now. The Lexington defense is really going to have to figure something out here if they want to get a stop. Woburn lines up in shotgun again. Their quarterback takes it right up the gut. Inside the 10, stays on his feet. Down to about the 7-yard line.
Able to pick up another first down. First and goal now for Woburn on their 7-yard line, I believe. See if Lexington can't put up a good bit of a red line defense.
Ferreira lines up in the backfield. We've seen him have a few runs that were almost very explosive, and he gets the call here.
Able to wrap him up.
Takes it to the 2-yard line. Mateo
Gentile again. Yep, Mateo Gentile able to wrap up, close up whatever gaps are being formed. Really helping out the defensive line here.
Second and goal from the 2 as we approach a minute left to play in the first quarter.
We'll see if they can stop Pereira, but it seems like he's been able to just get at least 2 or 3 yards every time he touches the ball at least. This is going to be tough.
3 men line up in the backfield for Woburn. Ferreira gets the carry and powers his way in for the touchdown for the moment, but there's a flag. So I believe it was a false start on Woburn, or else they wouldn't have blown it dead. So that's going to move them back 5 yards to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you called it. That is a false start. Illegal procedure is what the call is.
So the penalty essentially wipes out that run on first down by Ferreira.
Great opportunity here for the Minutemen.
Less than 30 seconds to go. Woburn is not changing a thing about their formation. Ferreira gets the carry, stays on his feet through a tackle, and they're going to mark him down just inside the 1. Not sure.
Just shy of the touchdown.
Not sure you can get much closer than that.
And that'll be leading us into the end of the first, I believe.
Lexington has a player down. And that looks like it's Nelson Mendez-Steven. That is not good for Lexington.
No, yeah, that's definitely not good for Lexington.
Well,
looks like he's grabbing his knee.
Just yesterday at school, I saw him walking around with a boot on his left foot.
Looks like he's grabbing his right knee, so hopefully it's not related. Steven seems to be in a lot of pain. We're going to take a quick injury timeout, and we will be right back with the start of the second quarter. on our way back with the second quarter here at Dr. Harold Crum Memorial Field. Mendez-Stevens able to walk off the court by his own power, thankfully, but he is walking off with a bit of a limp. Tough news for Lexington. You never like to see that happen.
So the two teams getting ready to take the field again. It is third down, and they're going to say 2 yards to go for Woburn. Third and goal, that is, from the 2.
Starting in our second quarter.
Three men
lining up.
3 men lined up in the backfield. They give it to Ferreira. He takes it right in for the Woburn touchdown.
Easy. Yeah, that was tough. There wasn't really much Lexington could do there. He got a lane outside and was able to really just open up going from east to west. Get past every Lexington defender there. That's tough. Ferreira really showing that he can do it all. North, south, east, and west running.
Now for the extra point, well, now it looks like they're going for 2. And Ferreira takes it in.
Yeah, Ferreira's just looking impressive out there.
Well, that was a similar formation to what Lexington saw last week against Belmont, except every time Belmont would actually bring all the men lined up at the top of the screen down towards the ball, and they would end up kicking the extra point. I think Lexington was a little bit too prepared for that. Ferreira took advantage. So it's 8-0 Woburn at the start of the second quarter.
Looks like Mendez-Stevens is still being looked at on the sideline right now, so we'll be seeing somebody else at the quarterback position for this drive. We'll see who that ends up being. Woburn lining up to kick.
Lexington has Jack Mazeral and Amari Moe back deep to return. Those are the two who we've seen return a lot of kicks this season.
Good kick coming out of Woburn.
Amari Moe will take it. Cuts it to the right side of the field. Gets some good room. Takes it out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Able to find a lane along the sideline there was Amari Moe. Great little run.
Now the Lexington offense will hit the field without Nelson Mendez-Steven. So I'm very eager to find out who the quarterback is going to be.
Looks like we're going with number 16, Dylan Lane.
Dylan Lane, the freshman.
Freshman quarterback stepping in for Mendez-Steven while he's out.
Oh, high snap over
Very
his
high
head.
snap over his head. Able to recover it, thankfully, but center might be a little bit more used to hiking it to Mendez-Stevens' height. Freshman might be a little bit shorter than Mendez.
So that's going to be a loss of about 15 yards.
That's a
on the play.
They're going
to call it a loss of 17. So second down and 27 for Lexington. As Lane is going to take it himself. Had a hole for a moment, closed quickly. Gets about 3 or 4. And Lexington will stare at a very long third and long here.
This is a 3rd and 27. is a brutal set of circumstances here for Lexington, but let's see if they can't pull something out of their hat.
So the Woburn sideline was getting loud before this play. Lane will throw here. And he's intercepted.
Oh, no.
Intercepted, that's Ferreira.
Ferreira with the pick.
Woburn.
Putting Woburn right back at the 20-yard line for Lexington. Not good. Ferreira really just having a hell of a day on both sides of the ball.
They're going to put Woburn at the 18-yard line.
Woburn lined up.
They're lining up in what almost looks like a victory formation.
I was about to say, it looked like a victory formation. All men on the line.
Ferreira gets the toss, picks up about 4.
Honestly, it seems like Woburn's saying, if you can't stop Ferreira, we're going to keep handing him the ball until you stop him. Another all men on the line formation here for Woburn.
They hand it up the middle, and he's going to come up just shy of the first down, it looks like. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3 for Woburn. That's Mike Doherty on the carry for Woburn. Woburn's not changing a thing about their offense.
No, it seems like they're just going to try and push this rock forward.
Now they toss it the other way. They get the first down to about the 5-yard line. Lexington seemingly has no answer for this offensive attack by Woburn.
Yeah, can't get at the ball if there's everybody on the line. It's tough. Woburn bringing up 1st and goal on the 5-yard line of Lexington.
Now we're going to get a whistle before the play.
Timeout called by Lexington.
I believe it was. Lexington needs to talk this over. Going down by 2 scores would be bad, but we know this team is able to climb their way out of holes.
Absolutely.
I mean, just last week they went down 20-0 early on to Belmont, and they almost climbed their way out of that.
Mendez Stevens still being looked at on the sideline. Dylan Lane warming up on the sideline. Warming up with Adam O'Shaughnessy, another potential option for Lexington here at QB.
Yeah, Adam
Sophomore.
O'Shaughnessy, his dad was a professional baseball player, so a good arm runs in the O'Shaughnessy family.
We'll see what the coach decides to do, but right now this is on the Lexington defense to really make a big stop here. The ball has been adjusted back to the 7-yard line, not the 5. Bringing up 1st and goal essentially for Woburn. Woburn lining it up again.
3 men in the backfield for Woburn. Ferreira gets the carry. He powers it right home for his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Ferreira having a heck of a game. Seems to just be able to find a gap, no issue.
So Woburn takes a 14-0 lead.
We'll see if they go for 1 or 2 here, considering they went for 2 in the last possession.
And I don't think any of their offensive players left the field.
No, it looks like they're just going to stay on and go for it.
Same exact formation here with the same exact people. Ferreira gets the carry, and he takes it in. It was the same play, and Woburn leads at 16-0.
It's big for Lexington. They got to come back and try and get points on the board before the end of the half, because Woburn will start the second half of the ball.
Now the Lexington offense is having a talk with their assistant coach, Mike Ing, and I can see John Kefelis and Adam O'Shaughnessy, both potential options to replace Mendez Steven at quarterback. I don't think I can see where Dylan Lane is at.
He may be in that huddle, I believe. No, Dylan Lane on the sideline.
So Jack Mazeral and Amari Moe are back deep to return. Last week we saw them try a trick play, which did get called back, but it did go for a touchdown. Moe returned the kick and then flipped it back to Mazeral, and he took it all the way. It did get called back because it was a forward pass. But had they executed that well, then it would have stood. Now a very short kick. Fair catch called and taken by Declan Gruskin.
Right on the Lexington, I want to say that's the Lexington 38. That's actually a very short kick.
It looks like Lexington will stick with Dylan Lane at quarterback. Well, their drive was killed last time by something that wasn't really his fault. The snap over his head cost them 17 yards.
Right.
Got them
Mendez Stevens really looking like he has to keep some time out on the sideline. He's got his foot wrapped in ice and elevated over his helmet. So it looks like we might be seeing a lot more of Dylan Lane throughout this game.
Joseph Suh gets the carry. He has nowhere to go, brought down behind the line. Caden Davis made the tackle for Woburn, and he got a lot of cheers from the Woburn section in the crowd today.
Woburn fans seem to be well traveled. Lining up again. Second down now. Loss of 1 yard on that play, so bring up 2nd and 11. A little bit of a scramble going on the side.
That's Amari Moe taking the direct snap. The Lexington freshman receiver trying to find a hole, but finds nothing. Well covered there by Woburn.
Yeah, Woburn really able to sniff out that trick play. Not much going on there. Amari Moe is the one going to the sideline, talking to coach right now.
Well, on our roster sheet, he's listed as just a wide receiver. But high school football is a place where you'll find a lot of versatile athletes.
It's true.
That might be the case for Moe. It looks like he is leading this offense here. Now that's John Donaghy lined up next to him. Moe takes the snap, runs it to the right side.
Nope, much to go.
Finds
on the
a hole on the sideline.
Amari
Moe down the sideline. It's a foot race, and he's in for the touchdown.
Amazing run there by Amari Moe. Incredible. What looked like he wasn't going to be able to get anything out of it. Able to find a hole on the sideline and run it all the way down to the end zone for a touchdown.
61 yards on 3rd and 11.
Incredible run there by Amari Moe. Incredible.
Well, to say that got the crowd going would be an understatement.
Yeah, the Lexington crowd starting to get back into it now.
Right now, Woburn leads 16-6. Now, if Lexington were to go for 2, it would be a one-possession game. And Amari Moe is lined up at the quarterback position again. He takes the snap, runs up the middle himself, fights, but does not get there. So the score will stay where it's at. However, Amari Moe's 61-yard touchdown run on the direct snap gives Lexington a ton of momentum.
So unfortunate news about quarterback Nelson Mendez-Stevens. He looks like he's heading back to the locker room now on the cart. Terrible, terrible time for Mendez-Stevens. That is tough, especially as a senior going down on senior day.
It's easily the worst part of sports.
Yeah, you never want to see especially your quarterback go down.
Football can be an unfair game like that, but we know Nelson is a fighter.
Hopefully he can come back and be able to finish his senior season before the season's over. We wish him all a quick recovery.
Jake Trexler will kick off for Lexington from the 40. Much like their offensive schemes, Woburn has 3 men back to return this kick. It's a good one by Trexler. It's fumbled and now picked up by Ferreira.
Ferreira shakes the first tackle, shakes the third, brought down.
About the 26-yard line there.
We'll shake a couple of good tackles there by Ferreira. There goes Mendez-Stevens back to the locker room now. Heading back to the locker room on the cart. Again, we wish him a swift recovery. Hopefully he can come back and be able to finish out his senior season.
Woburn's lead was cut down to 10. And this looks like a goal line formation.
Again, yeah.
On the 26, and they get a big hole
Huge
there.
Huge hole. That's
and he
is
is
not.
gone.
Oh no, yeah. That's not. You're not touching him. He's gone.
That's going to be 73 yards.
Wow.
And it takes one play for Woburn to strike right back.
An incredible run from Woburn. Just found a gap, and then there was no one near him to touch him after that. That's tough for Lexington. That's a. For Lexington, you can't let that shake you, though. You got to just bounce right back. Try and move it right back down the field. Put it back in the end zone if you can. Do everything you can.
This is a very important two-point try here for Woburn, because if Lexington stops them, the score will stay where it is at 16, which would be a two-possession game, and Woburn's going to take a timeout here. That's their second of the half.
They do end up making it, though. If they do make this two-point conversion, that would turn it into a three-possession game. Unless I'm doing my math wrong on that, which is very possible. Coach talking it out with the defense right now, trying to make sure that this doesn't turn into a 18-point game. Tall task for Lexington. Another goal line offense coming out here from Woburn.
They run the same play, or no, they don't. They certainly faked me out with the fake toss to their
they faked
outside
us and
man.
the cameraman out. I don't think any of us knew where the ball was there. They faked it out and brought it out to the man outside. Another successful 2-point conversion there by Woburn. That'll make it 24-6 Woburn right now.
Close to halfway through the first half.
18-point lead here for Woburn.
Well, Lexington would definitely love to find the end zone here because Woburn does start the second half with the ball. So you really do not want to go into halftime down 3 scores with the potential of it becoming 4.
In the back to receive for Lexington, we have Amari Moe and Jack Mazerall. Here comes the kick. Good boot.
Moe, now the ball hits the ground, and that's a live ball, and Woburn recovers it.
Lexington just not paying attention to that. They touched it and just didn't think to try and recover it. That is now that is Woburn ball. A huge error coming out.
Yeah, it's not a punt. A punt can be fielded by the receiving team. It's still the offense's ball.
Yeah, that is tough break there for Lexington. Coach Wilson not happy. That is a tough break for Lexington.
So their defense is right back out on the field.
No break either for the defense. That's really tough.
And Woburn is going to be sticking with one of the many formations that has worked so well for them in this game.
Yeah, this 3-man deep has just been...
They're going to throw here. He's got a man wide open.
Second time they passed all game. Nobody was looking for it. Wide open. Huge opportunity there for Lexington. Just kind of gone up in smoke. Unfortunate. That'll bring up 30-6 for Lexington with a point after still available for Woburn. That is a tall mountain to climb, but Lexington can do it. Still plenty of time left in this game. Only 6:15 left in this second quarter.
Ferreira gets the carry, and he's in once again.
Another successful 2-point conversion. That'll make it 32-6. Woburn leading the Minutemen.
So Woburn took advantage of the miscue by Lexington on that kickoff. Took them only one play to find the end zone. And just like that, it's now a 26-point lead.
Yeah, it's just a tough opportunity here for Lexington. They really got to try and score on this drive. Coach Wilson trying to get the team fired up. Again, Lexington lines up, ready to receive the kick. Amari Moe and Jack Mazerall in the backfield again to receive.
Going to kick it deep. Mazerall takes it right from Moe. He's going to take it just across the 20. And Amari Moe once again talking with Coach Wilson.
Seems like he might be the one that's going to be running this offense here.
Yeah, they first started with that wildcat look on offense last drive. And for at least one play, it worked very, very well with Mo taking it 61 yards down the sideline. And he lines up with Joseph Saw on his right.
Joseph Saw takes the carry.
Gets the carry. Cannot get around the initial wave of defenders. Gets about a yard there. We are at the halfway point in the second quarter.
This second quarter has been a bit slow, but a lot has happened. So bring up 2nd down and 9. Amari Mo rejoins the huddle.
Mo gonna run it to his left. Trying to find some room, gets around another defender.
Nice stiff arm on one. Then eventually ran out of bounds.
Gets about 12 yards there. It will be good for a first down.
So we really haven't seen Amari Mo attempt to throw it all. I wonder if that's something that they're kind of trying to keep on the back of the wheelhouse, maybe.
Now they give it to Suh. The play blown dead.
False start offense is what the call is. Going to move them back another 5 yards. Repeat a first down, now 1st and 15 for Lexington. Amari Mo lining up in the backfield with Joseph Suh to his left.
Mo takes the snap, tries to go up the middle, brought down quickly. That's Doherty, one of the Woburn running backs, making the tackle.
Mo found a slight gap, but it was closed quickly by Doherty sweeping from the left.
The ball is at the Lexington 33-yard line as we are under 5 minutes to play. It's going to be 2nd and 13 here for Lexington.
Woburn will also be receiving the ball to start the second half. So Lexington desperately trying to get points on the board here before the end of the half.
Coach Wilson coming out onto the field now is going to call a timeout. He looked very upset with what he was seeing on offense. So that's the 2nd timeout of the half for Lexington. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining.
Coach Wilson in the center of the huddle trying to discuss things with his offense.
Just under 4.5 minutes to play in the first half as the two teams retake the field.
Amari Mo still in the backfield to take the snap.
He's going to run to the right. Now he pulls it down. He's going to throw it deep. He's got LeBert open, and he brings it in. Down inside the 35 for Lexington.
Great catch there by LeBert through contact. Able to snag it and bring it down.
Oh, no, and now Amari Moe is down in the
no.
backfield for Lexington.
I think he may have come down after that pass on his ankle, a little bit strange. Not good for Lexington. Never like to see that.
So Lexington had already lost Nelson Mendez-Steven earlier.
Who's back at the locker room now.
And by the looks of things, it looks like they are probably going to lose Amari Moe.
Not good.
Coach Wilson talking things over with the rest of the offense while they tend to mow.
Dylan Lane in the huddle with them. Might be seeing him come back and taking back up the quarterbacking role. Lexington sideline taking a knee while the trainers tend to Amari Moe.
Looks like Moe is able to get up
And
walk on his own power.
accord.
Actually jogging off the field, which is a great sign to see.
You know, it may have just been a shot below the belt, perhaps.
Maybe.
may have just needed to catch his breath for a second.
Yeah, those hurt.
Oh yeah, no doubt. He's walking around. He's walking around fine on the sideline. Looks like he's okay. He may have just taken a shot below the belt.
So Dylan Lane is back at quarterback. And Joseph Suh gets the carry. Gets past an initial wave of defenders. Bounces it to the outside.
Able to pick up 9 there. Great run out of Joseph Suh. Able to avoid contact there.
Lexington is down to about the 25-yard line. Once again, the single back formation with Suh in the backfield, Lane under center. He gets the carry, tries to find room, but he can't. Gets brought down at the line. It's going to leave Lexington staring at about 3rd down and 2.
Dylan Lane rejoining the huddle. 3rd and 2 to go for a first down here for Lexington. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the second half, or in the first half, excuse me.
Lane lined up in shotgun with Suh on his left. He's going to pull it down.
Keep it himself.
Tries to bounce it to the outside and gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of half a yard on the play, but it's probably safe to assume that Lexington is going to go for it.
Yeah, this is definitely 2-down territory. You have to at this point. You are down 32-6 with Woburn getting the ball back at the second half with 2 minutes remaining. I feel like you have to go for it at this point. Try and get points on the board and mitigate this.
So we haven't seen Lane throw the ball yet since he took over on this drive. Maybe they try that again, because that big play down the field to LeBert happened because Woburn thought he was going to run it, so they didn't account for him, and Lexington got a very nice gain out of that. Lane gives it to Suh, and he's got nowhere to go. Now he turns it up the field. Joseph Sugg gets a block down the sideline. He's gone for the touchdown.
Huge opportunity there after what looked like nothing from Joseph Suh. Able to absolutely turn it around. Find a lane, completely stop what direction he was going, see the Woburn defenders all in front of him, and able to just kind of take that turn and send it right at the sideline. Great job there by Joseph Suh.
This team is very good at making you speak too soon as an announcer. Just when you think that the play is over and they've got him dead to rights, they always do something crazy with it.
They seem to find a way. Makes it exciting for us. It's always good. It's a good time being wrong like that. Lining up for the extra point now is Lexington. Seems like Lexington is taking their final timeout.
They will. That's their third.
Third and final timeout of the half. Really trying to make sure they get these extra points. Very important right now. Down 20 points going into the second half with Woburn receiving to start the second. Jack Mazerall going to be the one to attempt the extra point.
Oh, we've seen him kick a few this season, and he is very good at it. Russ LeBert looks like he will hold.
Woburn retakes the field.
Get the snap down, and it's blocked. And it's picked up by Ferreira. They're going to blow it dead. So the score will stay where it's at 32-12 in favor of Woburn.
Aggressive showing here by Woburn. Able to block that. It looked like they just got it off in time, but a Woburn defender able to climb over and make that stop. A minute 24 left on the clock here in the first half.
Important for Lexington to not get discouraged. They're down by 20 right now, which is the exact same deficit they faced last week at Belmont, which they very nearly climbed out of. I think Belmont's defense was able to figure out what their offense was doing later in the game. But Woburn will probably have trouble with that just because they've been doing so many different things with the injuries to different players.
It's true.
Now a short kick. Maybe tried to catch Woburn off guard.
Try and go for an onside, maybe, yeah. I like the idea. Try and maybe get an opportunity to score again before the half is over, but Woburn will now take it up at what looks like their own 48.
So Woburn's last drive only lasted one play. It was a 73-yard touchdown run. They've only thrown 2 passes here, but now with only a minute 23 left, we might see more of that. Ferreira's going to get the carry brought down. That's a nice tackle there by John Donahue, who we saw come in on offense when Amari Moe was the Wildcat quarterback. It's only a gain of a yard. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout by Woburn. That's their third and final. Officially a minute 7 left on the clock.
Lexington trying to prevent any more scoring happening before this half is over. Lexington defense is lining up once again.
Now the officials are signaling to Woburn that they got to get their offense back out there, which they do. It was a gain of 1 on the last play. They go right back to Ferreira. He finds another big gap. He's down the sideline.
He's got blockers,
He's
too.
into a foot race, and he is gone for the touchdown.
Ferreira just showing dominance today.
Oh, there is a flag down on the field at about the 30-yard line.
And it looks like they're not moving too far away from it. It might be coming back. Holding on the offense. It will be coming back.
So that takes away a 51-yard run for Ferreira. So a huge break for Lexington.
Absolutely. 58 seconds left on the clock. It'll now be second. We'll see.
So 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Still enough for a first down.
So Woburn lines up on the Lexington 41. They go back to Ferreira. He finds another nice hole, cuts it to the right side of the field, and he is going to take it all the way for yet another touchdown.
Ferreira just able to find gaps like it's easy. Truly showing that he is a dominant player right now.
That is, I believe, his 3rd touchdown of just the first half. The score is now 38-12 in favor of Woburn. That is pending the 2-point conversion.
Which looks like they are going for again.
3 men in the backfield. They go with the reverse, and it's good. Now 40-12 in favor of Woburn in just the first half.
It's a very strong showing by Woburn, and specifically their running back, Ferreira. .47 seconds left on the clock. Lexington going to try and see if they can't put something together here with that time left.
Looks like Russ LeBert will take Amari Moe's place for this kick return. Moe still on the sideline after his injury. LeBert will take the kick, bobbles it. The ball is on the ground, and it looks like he was able to grab it. 43 seconds on the clock for Lexington. Lexington will start on their own 18. And Dylan Lane is back out there. Joseph Suh, after his touchdown run, is in the backfield. He gets the carry. Had a hole for a moment, but it closed very quickly. And he gets brought down behind the line. The clock will run. Neither team has any timeouts left.
Injury on the field for Woburn.
Yeah. That's Doherty, one of their running backs. So that'll stop the clock at 27 seconds. Doherty is able to get some help off the field by his teammates.
All right, the clock is running now, and it looks like they're just going to let the clock run out. End of the first half, that'll be 40 for Woburn, 12 for Lexington.
Well, Lexington definitely has a lot to talk about in that locker room.
We'll see if they can't turn it around and really come alive for the second half. Still plenty of football left here at Dr. Harold Crum Memorial Field. We will be right back.
Yeah, really.
always important. Yeah, honestly, though. What's up? I don't know if it stays on YouTube. I'll look it up. All right, and we are back for the third quarter here at Dr. Harold Crum Memorial Field. The Woburn Tanners are taking on the Lexington Minutemen.
Right now, Woburn leads at 40-12 over Lexington. It was a very lopsided first half. Lexington definitely had a lot to talk about in the locker room. Woburn is going to receive this kick. Jake Trexler will kick off for Lexington.
We'll see if Lexington's defense can find an answer for the Woburn offense that has just been relentless today.
Kick will be fielded off a few hops from the 20. He's got a head of steam down the sideline, out across midfield. A flag flies, and the kick's going to be taken all the way for the touchdown. Now let's check the flag.
What an opening from Woburn. We'll see if it stands, but talking to the Woburn coach right now, it might actually be on Lexington.
And the Lexington defense looks like they're lining up to defend a two-point conversion here. Now the official's going to talk it over with Coach Wilson.
Coach Wilson not looking happy about it. Face masking on Lexington was the call.
So penalty was declined and the touchdown stands.
I believe the penalty will actually be assessed after the kick.
That's right. 46-10 is the lead for Woburn, and they line up for two.
It's a rough way to open the half here for Lexington.
And
it looks
they power it home.
Yeah, they were able to power it home for another two-point conversion, which will make it 48 Woburn, 12 Lexington.
So after just 12 seconds, the Lexington offense is going to take the field again. And if you remember, in the first half, they lost Nelson Mendez-Steven to what looked like a knee injury. Then they brought in Amari Moe as a Wildcat quarterback. They found some success with that, but then he also went down.
But it looks like Moe is back out there.
Yeah, he is back.
Having some success with Dylan Lane, they were able to get one touchdown with him, but out of a good run from Joseph Suh. And a good pass to Libert got them in that position. But it looks like they're going to send Amari Moe back out to receive with Jack Mazerall.
Yeah. This is the first time Moe has stepped onto the field after his injury. So we're going to find out soon, but maybe they'll go back to him on offense, because they were able to find, it was short-lived, but they were able to find some success with it. So the 15-yard face mask penalty will be assessed here, which is why Woburn is kicking from Lexington territory instead of their own 40-yard line.
And here comes the kick.
Moe will take it. Now they will flip it to Mazerall, and that does not work.
Oh, yeah. Woburn sniffed that out immediately and was able to take Mazerall down, what looks like at their maybe 10.
Yeah, last week against Belmont, they did try that, and they did end up taking it all the way with Mazerall, but it was called back because of two fouls on the play, one for holding and one because it was a forward pass. So Lexington will start on the 10-yard line, and Amari Moe is back out there.
And it looks like Amari Moe is going to be in the back receiving the snap. Snap to
He's going to run to the right, makes one man miss, but gets wrapped up after that. No gain on the play. Moe going right back over to talk it over with Coach Wilson. I do not see Dylan Lane anywhere.
It seems like they might be trying to run this Wildcat offense over any kind of a passing game. See how it works out for Lexington. Amari Moe talking it out with Joseph Suh in the backfield. Ready to receive the snap.
He's going to throw here, completes it to Libert. He gets a block, gets out of bounds after a few yards.
Looks like Libert may be able to pick up 4 or 5 on that. We're going to third down here and 5, I want to say.
That's only Moe's second pass attempted this game, and it's a second pass that was complete, both of which were to Russ Libert. And the first of which was, I think, what Lexington was trying to do with this offense, is they had Moe run to the left or the right and fake out the defense. They bit on the run, and he was able to find Libert wide open down the field. Now he's going to run it to the right here, tries to find the edge. He does.
Finds a gap.
He's got
huge
some
gap
nice
on
room
the
down the sideline and pushed out of bounds across the 40.
Looks like he got pushed out right around the 48. Oh, nope, they're going to mark him down right at the 40. I thought he was able to dice that sideline, but looks like they're going to call him down. Great run there by Amari Moe. Able to pick up about 12 yards in the first down. I said by 12, I mean 20. Math was never my strong suit.
Yeah, I understand that. Now
Joseph Suh with the carry.
Gets the carry, doesn't find much. Gets maybe a yard.
Wrapped up very quickly there by Woburn. Woburn's defensive line really just doing everything right now to try and stop any run from starting.
Lexington brings in Donovan Jones at tight end as Mo gets under center.
Mo with the pass backwards
to John Donahue.
Donahue able to make
it for
some,
a nice gain.
Yeah, able to move through contact there, able to get at least 8 yards there. Great carry.
So it's 3rd and a long one here for Lexington.
If I'm Lexington, at this point in the game, I'm going for it every time, even if we do get the 4th down.
Yeah, I bet that's exactly what Coach Wilson and the rest of that coaching staff is thinking.
No reason not to at this point.
So Donahue lines up again as running back. He gets the carry,
but Woburn
gets brought down behind the line
immediately.
4th down, and it looks like the punting team is actually going to take the field here.
Seems like it, yeah. Looks like Lexington's trying to play it safe. Only 8 minutes 30 left in this 3rd quarter.
So John Kefelis will punt for Lexington. I don't remember how far his first punt went, but I do remember that it was a very solid kick. This one is crushed.
Great boot. Good bounce for him,
takes a nice bounce. It's going to be downed at the 16-yard line. Nicely done there by John Kefelis.
Yeah, great boot. Woburn will be taking over on their own 16-yard line. We'll see if the Lexington defense can make a stop. Woburn offense, again, lining up with this almost goal line offense on their own goal line.
Ferreira gets the carry, and he only gets about 2 there. It's the first time we've seen something like that this game. Usually Ferreira has been able to break off huge gains on the ground.
Maybe Lexington is trying to spy the runner at this point. Maybe they're starting to wise up. Keep an eye on Pereira. Maybe they have one person who's just eye on Pereira the entire time. Lexington lines up again.
They toss it outside, and oh, what a tackle there.
Ripped down.
That's Joseph Suh. He's not having any part of that run play. Woburn will be staring at a 3rd and medium from their own 20.
Lexington Minutemen really trying to make a stop here. Defense is really putting in a lot of effort. Maybe what coach was able to say to him in the locker room was really able to help him kind of set up this game plan against the Woburn offense. Keep in mind, this is the first time that we're really seeing them start a drive. Last time they got the kick and immediately turned it back for a for a touchdown. You know when you read something and it immediately inserts itself into your sentence?
Yeah.
That's exactly what just happened. I looked down at the Lexington High School football roster as I was trying to speak. Hate it when that happens. So that was a Woburn timeout. 2 left in this half for Woburn. Lexington still has all 3. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And they line up again.
Similar formation to what we've seen all day. Now a flag flies before the play. And I would assume this is for a false start.
Yep, you're right. False start. Offense, 5-yard penalty.
So that'll make it 3rd and 11 for Woburn from behind the original line of scrimmage.
Potential here for Lexington. They might be able to make a stop. Woburn showing a different lineup now.
We've only seen 2 pass attempts, and we're going to see a third right here. So he rolls and fires and completes. That's Ferreira on the catch. First down to the 35.
Proving that he is the all-rounder of Woburn. He can catch, he can run, he can play defense. He has just been a dominant force all game.
That catch goes for 20.
Enough for the first down.
Yes, it is. You know, I was going to say, you know, it's really annoying that we don't have roster sheets for Woburn, but we don't really need one when it's
most
the
of
same
it is just
guy.
Ferreira.
Yeah.
You know, we've been able to find out one name because we've been having to say it quite a lot.
And they're going to give it to him here. And he very nearly broke that play for another huge gain. Mateo Gentile made the tackle to pick up a 5.
Now, if I'm Lexington, I'm just saying to Mateo, keep your eye on 15. Just have him, instead of keeping a QB spy, keep a 15 spy. Woburn lining up again. Most men on the line. 2 in the backfield, 1 outside. You weren't kidding when Coach was saying that they're going to show a lot of different formations this game.
Lexington, that time we're prepared for the run. They get him behind the line for a loss of about 1.5. Maybe they'll call it 2. 3rd down and medium here for Woburn.
We'll see what the plan is here for Woburn. We've seen a bunch of different plays out of them on 3rd down. Looks like the same lineup they had just a moment ago.
They go back to Ferreira on the end around. He's got room down the sideline. He's got the first down and a lot more inside the 40 and out of bounds.
Pushed out of bounds by number 4, Ryan Renuro. 4 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. It's another first down here for Woburn. Tough break for Lexington. Every time they seem to be able to make a good play, Woburn just is able to squeak out for a first down.
They're going to do a QB keep up the middle for about 4. That keeps the clock rolling.
Woburn taking all the time they need right now. Might as well chew up as much clock as possible with this kind of a lead. Lining up with 2 men on the wing.
They go up the middle to the fullback.
Looks like he's able to get 2 or 3 yards out of that, but wrapped up quickly by Lexington.
Joseph Sugg got in on the tackle. It's 3rd down and about 3 for Woburn. And they will line up from the Lexington 32.
Another 3rd down here for Lexington. They got to try and make a stop on one of these. Only one receiver again.
Right back to Ferreira.
Was he able
It's
to get
a
it?
shorter run than we're used to seeing from him, but it looks like it's enough for a 1st down.
Yep, they're going to say it was enough for the 1st down.
That takes us inside of 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Bringing up a fresh set of downs on the Lexington 30-yard line. Lovely day here at Dr. Harold Crow Memorial Field. Clock still running now with 2:20 left in this 3rd quarter. Woburn quarterback waiting for the snap.
Ferreira gets another carry.
Ooh,
Had room for
wrapped
a
up by
minute.
Mateo Gentile immediately. That was almost bad. It looked like he had just found a gap to start building up speed, but Gentile able to wrap him up.
Mateo Gentile this whole season has really showed us why he's a captain. I mean,
Absolutely.
as a whole, the team has definitely gotten better from last year, and there are a few players who have also noticeably improved. I think Gentile is definitely one of them.
Especially on the defensive end. He really seems to be able to sniff out these run plays very quickly.
Woburn sticking with the same formation. They're going to try to run, and that gets swallowed up by the Lexington defense at the line.
Lexington defense starting to wake up.
That's Joseph's son, Donovan Jones.
That'll bring up 3rd and 9 now for Lexington. Only a minute left in this 3rd quarter. Still all 3 timeouts for Lexington. Wonder if coach will try to take one before the end of this quarter.
Well, I thought they were going to give Ferreira some rest with the huge lead that they have, but he's right back out there.
Seems to be kind of a centerpiece of the offense.
It's 3rd and 8 as Ferreira's going to line up as the tight end. They give the ball to, again, we don't know who he is because we don't have roster sheets.
Yeah, number 3.
Well, whoever he is, he takes it to the 10-yard line. It's an 18-yard pickup.
Joseph Suh able to make the stop. And it looks like they're just going to let the clock run out here on the 3rd quarter. Yep. That'll bring up the end of the 3rd quarter now. We are still 48-12. Woburn leads Lexington going into our 4th quarter. Now, clearly, if you're Lexington, a 36-point deficit is never where you want to be. But they have made impressive comebacks before.
Yeah, eventually, you're just playing for pride, and we're getting close to that point in the game where Lexington wants to show that they can still be a competitive team. I mean, even though Woburn is driving right now, their defense has noticeably improved since the first half.
They're able to sniff out the runs a lot easier. They're absolutely keeping Ferreira in check. A little bit better, at least. he hasn't been able to get out for as many of those breakout runs as we saw in the first half. It looks like Woburn on first and goal coming into this fourth quarter.
Looks like they're bringing in the backups. They have a new quarterback and a new running back. They're going to keep it on the ground. He bounces it to the outside, and he is in for the touchdown. The Woburn sideline's loving that. So they have crossed the 50-point mark. 54-12 is the score.
That is tough for Lexington.
So now it looks like they're lining up to kick it, which is something we haven't seen.
Yeah, we've only seen them go for 2-point conversions.
And the kick is going to be short. Well, if you want, if there's any time to give your kicker some in-game practice, now would be it.
Yeah, I would say so. We've got Jack Mazerall and Amari Moe in the backfield to try and receive. And the clock is still running.
Yeah, we're down to 10 minutes. Woburn scored that touchdown with about 11 and a half minutes to go. You got to think both teams would probably agree to this. Mazerall battling the sun makes the catch from about the 5. Able to stay on his feet through a few tackles, gets brought down just shy of the 25. And Amari Moe is back out there leading the Lexington offense.
Seems like Coach is really interested in seeing how this Hellcat kind of offense can work.
I mean, it's similar to the talk we were just having about Woburn deciding to kick there. If you want to try some crazy stuff on offense and get some actual in-game experience with it, this would be a perfect time to do it.
Absolutely.
Moe's going to take it down to the right side of the field. He's got some room down the sideline. Amari Moe stays on his feet, crosses midfield, still fighting.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the Woburn 40.
Incredible effort there by Amari Moe. Able to stay on his feet through contact and get massive amount of yards right there. And if I'm Coach, I'm saying, hey, this is kind of working.
Yeah.
Maybe we look into this for continuing forward into the season.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard doesn't really show it, but Amari Moe has really stepped it up today.
Absolutely.
I mean, he definitely did not expect this with Nelson being injured early on, but he's really rose to the occasion.
Absolutely, making a huge pass to Lebert, which set up the touchdown for Joseph Suh, having his own crazy run himself.
Now John Donahue gets the carry.
Able to get about 4 or 5 on that. And credit where credit is due to Lexington. They're still playing as hard as they did in the first quarter when it was 0-0. I'm sure that goes into Coach Wilson telling them the scoreboard doesn't matter. What matters is, how hard you're playing. Mari Moe lined up with only Donahue in the background, or in the backfield.
He fakes to Donahue, pulls it down himself, and gets slammed down after about a 4-yard gain. That's Pacini for Woburn on the tackle, who we've seen make a few nice plays on the defensive side of things. We're down inside of 7 minutes to play in the ball game.
Mari Moe again, lining up with men on his wings. See if he tries a pass.
Pulls it down to his left. He is going to run it here.
Runs into his own O-lineman, unfortunately.
He gets swallowed up after about a gain of a yard. It will be 4th down.
Yeah, unable to get around Jake Trexler there, unfortunately.
So it's 4th down and about 5. The Lexington offense is not leaving the field here. I know in the past we've seen them do this and then bring out the punting team, but this time they're probably more likely to actually go for it.
I would say so. 5 minutes left. 5:30, I should say.
So Moe will line up under center with Donahue in the backfield. They're going to keep it on the ground, and Donahue has nowhere to go.
Yeah, Woburn right there, able to take him down.
So Woburn gets the stop. They will take over at their own 35.
5 minutes remaining.
The clock continues to run despite play being stopped.
Lexington defense lining up.
With their backups on the field, Woburn keeps it on the ground. They get about 3 there.
Down to 4 minutes remaining on the clock.
That was Alex Tran who got the carry for Woburn. Tran gets the carry again and brought down. There's Mateo Gentile once again getting straight into the backfield. Something we've seen so many times this season. Third and 7 for Woburn from their own 38-yard line, it looks like. With 3 minutes to play. Tran gets the carry and
down.
Nowhere to go.
It was John Cohen on the tackle.
And it does look like Woburn will punt this away. We're down inside of 3 minutes. Lexington, at the moment, does not have anybody back deep to return. They usually go to Mazerall in these situations. And a high, far kick there.
Favorable bounce.
Going to be down at about the 22 of Lexington, and the clock continues to run. Down inside of 2 minutes. And now Dylan Lane has rejoined the offensive huddle on
Looks
what
like
is.
Coach might want to try something on the last drive or the last couple downs here. See if he can't get the freshman a couple of reps. Both Amari Moe and Dylan Lane here, both freshmen. Coach might be trying to see what his options are for the future.
Yeah, because Nelson is a senior. So after this, they're going to have to find somebody new at quarterback. And maybe he wants to find his long-term guy. I mean, again, in high school, long-term means 4 years, but still, it's definitely nice to find somebody early and help build them up.
Exactly. Spend 4 years working around one quarterback as opposed to trying to find a new one every year.
Lane's going to give it on the ground here. That is Clifton Reed on the carry.
Coming down with the last 50 seconds of the game here. We'll see if Lexington tries to get off one more play or if they're going to just let the clock run. Looks like they might try to go for one more play here.
Reed is in the backfield again. And now the
Reed fumbles
handoff was fumbled, and he falls back on top of it. It's a loss, and that is likely going to do it.
That is likely going to be the ball game, folks.
So that's it for today's game. The final score, Woburn 54, Lexington 12. Today was not Lexington's day, but we did possibly see a glimpse of the future of this team with Amari Moe and Dylan Lane taking some reps at quarterback.
Definitely some positives there to be had for Lexington, for sure.
All right.
That's going to do it for us here down at Dr. Harold's Crum Memorial Field. Thank you again, Austin, for joining us, and thank you all for joining us, tuning in live. That'll do it for us.